So here we go with some examples from section 7.5, trapezoids and kites. With these guys, what we're going to do is figure out these missing measures. Okay. So it looks like number one, it's a trapezoid. We can see that we got two sides parallel. These guys are the same, which means we have an isosceles trapezoid. We're looking for this angle up here. If we have an isosceles trapezoid, we know the base angles are congruent. This guy's a 63. Remember how these guys are related? Those two angles? Parallel lines, this angle and this angle are consecutive interior, which means they add to 180. So we can go 180 and subtract this 63. And that's 117. Bop. There we go. Number two, looks like we're going to use the same principle here because we have parallel lines, same sides, isosceles trapezoid, and these guys are going to be supplementary, so they're going to add to 180. So 180 minus 142 gives us 38. Boom. That principle works for any trapezoid, not just, not just isosceles. Isosceles trapezoids let us jump with the two angles, but this relationship here of consecutive interior angles happens with any trapezoid. D, or number three, find the measure of angle D. This one is tricky, okay? And the reason why it's tricky is because it doesn't look like we have enough information. Well, we're looking for angle D. This guy right here. You know what? I don't know if I put this in your notes, but those angles are congruent. There's actually a couple ways we can do this. You know what? Maybe we're not supposed to do it that way. Whatever. A couple ways you can do it. The way I'm going to talk about it is to do a diagonal right here. But those angles really are congruent. And we're going to cut this angle in half. So instead of 36, we have 18. Instead of 70, I have 35. What did I do? I just divided those guys by half. Why did I do that? Well, now I have a triangle. I don't care about the top anymore. I can cover the top up. How many degrees are in a triangle? 180. So I can add 18 and 35. $53. And I could subtract that from 180 to get my leftover angle. Classic algebra. Boy, it's been a while since I carried the one. So what is it called? Add the one or borrow. That's okay though. Boom, 127. So remember the properties we did there, we used the property that we could have a long diagonal and it bisects the two angles that it's with. And then just turn it into a triangle problem, because triangles have 180 degrees. Number 4, RH. RH is this guy here. This is actually kind of a sneaky problem, because you have to know this is 90 degrees. And then you have to know that you have a Pythagorean theorem situation. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. I don't think you're going to see any of those questions on your IXL stuff, so I kind of want to just skip it. But just as a reminder, A, B, C. So I'm just looking at this triangle right here, guys. Okay. And we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 12 squared plus 20 squared equals c squared. And then we can just solve this guy. Oh man, and I don't have my calculator right now. You know, you could finish that on your own though. You just square root both sides. Square root of 554, or yeah, 544 equals c, whatever that is. Or 20 something. Yeah, I guess it's bigger than 25. I don't think it's 26 though. Alright, next questions. Midpoints. You might see some midpoint problems. And these problems give you some piece of information. We'll just do a couple, and we gotta find out the rest. So if hj equals 14, actually I'll zoom in here so you can see better and I'll just write on what we're doing. If hj equals 14 and lk equals 42, find ts. Well, remember our midpoint formula, add the two bases, plus 14, and then divide by 2. So that's going to be 56 divided by 2, which is 28. Cool. So I can say S is 28. And that's your formula. Now you can work the other way also, and that's why I want to do this problem. So now we're going to give this guy some fresh numbers. And say, well, what if LK equals 19? ST equals 15. What's HJ? Well, here's how I do it. I know this is in the middle. What's the jump from 19 to 15? Minus 4. Repeat the jump. What's 15 minus 4? 11. Boom. Is 15 in the middle of 11 and 19? Yeah. Right in the middle. Yep. So that's one way you can kind of use midpoint if you're not given like the classic formula setup. Just remember the median is pretty much the midpoint, like it's right in the middle. So if you can find the what's called the rate of change or the jump from one base to the middle, then just repeat the jump and you should be good to go. Alright, let me know if you have any questions. You can get started on your work. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.